decided that I'm just going to record one more hunt, simply because I don't really feel like recording any more than 2 full hunts, but, you know, I've been sitting on this game for long enough already. It's been 45 minutes since I started my recording. Oh, sorry, 41. I read that as a 5 when I glanced at Audacity. I apologise for that. I'm sure you're all going to be extremely angry. You may very well leave a negative comment. No. Sorry. But, yeah, regardless, I'm just going to do one more hunt recording here. That may very well ultimately only equate to a single uploaded video, which is funny. I mean, I've been recording for 41 minutes and that's only going to lead to a single video. That should really be 2 videos, but I have only recorded 2 hunts, and the last hunt was pretty short. It wasn't even 10 minutes, I don't think so. What that means is that this is probably going to be one single video that you're watching here. It might be 25 minutes long or something like that, but I don't really want to make a 20-minute video and then a 5-minute video, haha! So yeah, we're going to make it a bit of a longer recording. Usually they're between about 15 to 23 minutes, these videos that I do in this series. The reason why is because, you know, if it needs to be short, then that's fine. If it needs to be long, that's fine. It depends on the actual quests that I'm doing at the time. Whether it be one single quest, or 2 quests, is usually the biggest variable. So if I do one quest and it's super quick, then I'll do a second quest in the video, and then maybe the video will get a little bit longer. If I do a single quest and it takes like 15 minutes, then all up that's probably going to be a 17-minute video. So that's going to be good enough. So that's usually how it works. I'm explaining to you how my video series works, and I'm sure you're extremely interested and find this to be very high quality entertainment, but anyway, that is of course huge sarcasm, and yeah, I must sound like I have the best self-esteem in the world, don't I? But, you know, I'm normal about it. I'm not too bad with my self-esteem, or I don't have very low self-esteem. I just take the piss out of myself a little bit. That's what I'm like. I guess it's part of my humour, and it's also part of trying to humour you guys, because of course none of you will mind jokes at my expense, because it's at the expense of a different person to them. So generally people don't mind in that sense. Anyway, I mean, I always make jokes at the expense of my viewers as well, so that's not uncommon for me. I make jokes at the expense of anyone, really. But I suppose that's a negative about me? I don't really know. But yeah, so we have 3 Duramboros to kill here. I didn't even end up mentioning that. You're probably wondering, Doomlink, why are you doing another Duramboros in this video when we already saw another one? Well, it's slightly different because we're doing 3 of them. It's either better or worse, because maybe you guys are thinking, oh, I don't want to see another Duramboros, but then some of you may very well think, oh, well, there's 3 of them, so it's different from the last quest. So I don't really know how you guys operate mentally, but hopefully it's the latter, because that would be better for me, you know, whatever you would... If you like what I'm doing, that's better for me, because then you like what I'm doing. So it makes it a little bit less pointless that I'm recording here, but, well, it's not pointless for the fact that I'm enjoying myself, more or less. I do like being able to upload videos and, oh, okay, well, might as well capture this one, I suppose. That'll be nice and quick and easy. I'm going to chill out in this area, I suppose. Is there anything that I wanted to talk about? Just generally, because I am recording this for the first time in a while, like, you know, one of these videos, and it has been a while. It's easier if they only have 2 people in that area to capture. I mean, keep in mind, it's not really a requirement to have more than 1 person in an area when capturing. The less people, the better, because there's more different... well, there's less possible directions for the monster to run in, apart from the trap. So, yeah, it's the less people, the better when it comes to a capture. And I'm going to assume the Duramboros will appear in this area. So, yeah, I'm not too sure what I really want to talk about. I haven't actually... Do you guys have bombs? Yeah. But, not that many. I'll use 1 for each Duramboros, but, Dragon. There you go. Nice to meet you too. But, I guess I could collect honey, if I wanted to. It's funny because when, in some Monster Hunter games, honey is a real nightmare. It really, really is. But then, in other cases, it can be really easy to get honey. For instance, this game. Another game that it's really easy to get honey in is 4 Ultimate, because you can just go and trade it with the with whoever that person is. Not the granny or something like that. I can't remember what it's called. There's like a term for it, but you would know if you've played the game. But yeah, usually, regardless of what game you're playing, one thing that's really annoying to collect is spider webs for pitfall traps. Now that is some annoying shit. Are you in a quest? Yeah, mate. But I mean, then that person will leave for obvious reasons. Because I mean, who the fuck wants to wait? I don't. I never wait. Well, sometimes I do. If it's a really good room, like doing a quest that I want to do, and it's a good team of people, then I usually will wait. Even if I'm only... well, even if there's a long time left until the quest is going to be completed, I will wait under those circumstances. I'll just go and do something else for that time, unless I don't have that much time available to me. As I've mentioned before, actually in my previous recording that I scrapped, I did mention this. I'll actually cut to that now.
This is what it's always been like to play 3 Ultimate. If you've got time on your hands, this is a great game to play. If you don't have time on your hands, stay away. This is a game to stay away from if you don't have hours of time on your hands. Because these people are not in a fucking rush. These people are happy to sit around until the end of time. It's almost like sitting in your own house. You can just, you know, boil a pot of tea. You can just read the newspaper. You're not in a rush. You're on a day off. You don't even have school. Maybe you're a NEET, but you're sitting in your house and you're not in a rush. You don't have to go anywhere. And you're just sitting around. That's what it's like being in this game. These people don't have anywhere else to be. So they sit in this game and do fuck all. When we should be doing quests, we are in fact sitting here doing fuck all.
But yeah, pretty much if you have a lot of time on your hands, this is the game for you. But if you don't, then yeah, not your game. So, I mean, realistically, I think people are so much more carefree in this game, and I've mentioned this before as well. People are way more carefree in this game compared with the portable games, because of course the portable games, I guess the idea is that you can play portable games very much on the go, whereas you are stationary in front of a television screen when you're playing games like this that are on the Wii U. So you probably are a lot more comfortable with people taking longer to get into quests. Oh Jesus, that was like a real direction change you just did there, and I wasn't a huge fan of it. I think that's the first time I have been properly hit in any of these confrontations so far. I don't have peak performance. I don't need to have any tongue twisters going on there, but yeah, I don't need to fully heal myself for that. I have Challenger, which is, in fact, better than peak performance damage-wise, I believe. I mean, having both is always a good thing, but yeah, anyway. Peak performance is pretty nice. I would say that peak performance is something that you would want to use with a bowgun set rather than a blade master. It's very difficult. I don't really care who you are. Unless you're using an evasion set, it's very difficult to go blade master and use something like peak performance. Maybe you're one of those people who doesn't have that kind of problem. Maybe you don't get hit at all. But keep in mind, for peak performance, it doesn't matter if you get like 5 health deducted. I mean, the thing is, when you're playing Blade Master, there are monsters that can hit you very gently just by being near them, and that will take you from max health to something that's not max health. So that's why peak performance is not very ideal with Blade Masters. But with gunners, you can actually keep your distance, and so it's very easy to avoid getting hit. And if you do get hit, then you can just heal, and it's not a big deal. Because you get hit a lot less often, it's not a big deal to just top up your health, and then you'll remain with peak performance for quite a while longer, unless you're not the best bow gunner. But if you're any decent at the bow gun, I would say peak performance is a great skill to go with. So, yeah. I will probably... I'm not sure when, but I will at some point... for fuck's sake, that's just annoying. There's a loud bird outside as well, that's also annoying, but I was referring to the fact that I honestly couldn't escape that shoulder charge there, but anyway. Challenger plus 2, it's funny, I really did underestimate the usefulness of it once upon a time, because I thought, oh, well, it only works when the monster's in rage mode, but the damage increase is so huge, and the... what am I thinking? How often the monster is in rage mode is going to be dependent upon your damage output, really, and when you're using Challenger plus 2, your damage output's very high. and so it's going to remain in rage mode pretty much, unless it's a really strong monster. That's usually how it works, I think. If you're getting a lot of damage out, then it's going to stay in rage mode, because I think rage mode is based on health amounts. So let's say, for instance, you've got a monster. I mean, this is the theory. I don't know if this is actually true, but I have a feeling that this is the case. I think rage mode is based on health amounts. For instance, if the monster is at 3,000 health, it will enter rage mode once it goes to 2,500 health, and then it will be in rage mode for a set period of time until maybe it gets to 1,500 health. So maybe at every single 1,000 health interval in this example, it will enter rage mode. But if you get it to that 1,000 interval before it gets a chance to go into the regular mode, then it's going to stay in rage mode. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I think if you have high damage output, you can actually keep the monster in rage mode. You can keep getting it to that point in its health where it's going to do that. Royal Honey, I mean, that's more of like a, I guess, side quest item almost. Like if you're going to do a gathering quest, I'm sure there would be gathering quests that would require Royal Honey. That would be a fun quest to do if you want to actually physically gather honey, but you don't need to do that in this game, because the peddling granny in this game does indeed sell honey. But yeah, this is going to be a rather long recording, I think. I don't know, maybe I'll be able to split it up, I'm not too sure. We'll see. I don't know what I have yet. I don't know how much I've recorded and how much I haven't, so I will make that decision later. I will make that call. But, oh yes, I will indeed combine my Pierce shots. Don't bother combining Pierce level 2. If you combine Pierce level 2 with Pin Tuner, you should probably go to a psychiatric hospital. But I'm going to... I may as well fully use this Pin Tuner. We're not doing very well against these guys, really. This is taking a long time, considering this is only a triple quest. And as you know, the monsters in triple quests have hugely reduced health. So, yeah, it is taking a while. I suppose maybe, I'm not going to say that I'm practically soloing this thing, because, you know, Xena has to be doing some level of damage with that Morales Lance, so, yeah. Did you finish it? 3 more mins. If we finished it, then we wouldn't be able to fucking respond to you, for Christ's sake. Oh, then again, he's probably asking because he said good job, that's fair enough. You see, I'm very quick to be offensive, aren't I? But he did have his reasons for asking. God, I'm not very nice, am I? But anyway. And then maybe some of you are going, oh, you're only just now realising it? No, I'm not just now realising it. I'm pretty sure I've said it many, many times. Probably one thing that I've said since 2015 when I started this video series is that this game brings the worst out of me. And I'm not saying that as a joke. When I say the worst out of me, I'm generally not referring to something positive. It's I don't have a very nice personality when it comes to online play in this game, but anyway, hopefully we'll be able to get this thing killed pretty quickly. I don't know how much you guys are enjoying watching so many Duramboros confrontations. You're probably a bit sick of it by now, but it is nice to fight a Duramboros because they're kind of like a lower level yeah, okay, I get it, mate. I mean, the problem is this guy is probably just staring at his television screen. Do something else. Go on your phone, you know. Pick up a... I don't know. Have a... I was going to say a few different things there, but I decided that they were all stupid. You could tell that I was, like, on the edge of saying something almost 3 times there. Possibly 3 or 2 times, but... yeah, I just decided against every single one of them because they were all ridiculous, but maybe I should embrace my ridiculousness, but yeah, nah. So we've broken everything except the tail there, and I generally don't bother with the tail. I mean, if you want tail cases, that's great, but I do have a distinct feeling that tail cases actually drop without the tail breaking. Actually, that's the point. There are 2 breaks on the tail. There's the wound... the wounded tail. I don't really want to say wounded. That tail doesn't really look so much attached. It looks like it's got a lot of stuff growing on it, and that's what you're breaking. I don't really know how it works, but maybe it is actually his tail. It's like a tail case, and I have a feeling that that's not related to him directly, like through sensors, so I don't really want to say wound. Anyway, we're not going to talk about it, we're not going to go into details, but what I will say is that if you break the tail just once, like if you do the first break, you can still get tail cases. You don't have to actually break something off that can be carved. for tail cases, but obviously it is better to get the max break, because then you'll get the chance to carve the tail case as well as get it in the rewards. So yeah, obviously the second level break is most ideal, but it is not required. That's my memory of it anyway. Just little fun facts for you. I knew I wasn't going to be able to get out of the way of that. That's the problem with really big monsters. Their attacks do cover a lot of ground, so even if you've got evade extender like I do right now, it's not really going to do well for you. You know, trying to evade out of the way if you're too close, because they are freaking big monsters for a reason. But, well, they're big monsters because they were born that way, you know, they lucked out with the monster genes and ended up very large, because of course when you're in the Monster Hunter world, the bigger you are, the better you're going to fare against hunters and whatever else is out there in the food chain. But anyway, I'm getting a little bit overly philosophical about it perhaps, but anyway, speaking of Monster Hunter World, that is a game that I will be playing when it releases. For the PC rather, not on the consoles. I'm not getting that thing on the consoles at all, because that would require me to get a PS4, and I'm not doing that. So I'm going to wait until it releases on the PC, and then I will play it. And I don't know how much longer it's going to take for it to release on the PC, possibly another 5 months. That would be my estimate, just generally. But once it does come, I will play it. I'm not even going to... Mate, you see, what happens with these people is that they wait, and then they're so close to having waited the appropriate amount of time for us to actually be done with the quest. But then they just leave. And the problem with this, I'm going to tell you what the problem is. It's that you've just wasted all of that time for nothing. You decided to wait, and then you couldn't keep at it, so you just wasted. Like, how much time did that guy waste? He must have wasted about 10 minutes sitting there doing nothing. Because he's an idiot. See? We could have been done now. Well, we are done now, but he could have joined us for the next quest. Well, not us, because I'm going to leave, but anyway. Point is, he wasted his time. And I said 3 minutes, and if it's a bit more than 3 minutes, then it means that we're going to be done very soon. So if I say 3 minutes and it's been 6 minutes, we're probably pretty much done, and we were. So he made the poor decision to actually leave there, and you know, he obviously wanted to kill Duramboros. Otherwise, why would he wait? So I don't know. Don't know what he's doing. And I also don't know why it took 15 minutes to do that quest, but it did. Which sucks. But wow, that quest alone took 15 minutes. We might have to make 2 videos out of this. I don't really know. I mean, just based on that alone, that's 15 minutes. So this is going to be like an almost 30-minute long recording otherwise. I don't know, we'll see what happens, but I will leave that for after the recording, because that is when I will be doing the editing. Obviously, I don't do the editing during the recording. That would be very concerning. But I'm getting annoyed at myself for saying stupid things. I was kind of half expecting another Durambolite, but marbled humps are pretty good too. So every single time I accept something in the item box, I check to see how much I actually have in my personal item box. Because in reality, I don't want multiple stacks of things anymore. I need to kind of conserve my slots. So that's what I'm doing every single time. If I ever have something that's at 99, I will not collect another one, because that will create another stack, and I don't want additional stacks. But anyway, I will put this stuff away. I might double check to see what I got, and then honey. I can have multiple stacks of honey. There are some things like combination materials and honey and whatever else that I'm okay with having additional stacks of, but oh god, why am I getting so gassy? I haven't eaten anything today. Maybe that's the reason. But anyway, thank you for watching, everyone. This has been me, Doomlink, and I will see you. That fucking bird outside, I'm gonna fucking kill it! Sorry, I mean, I'm getting so angry at nature, aren't I? But anyway, thank you for watching, everyone. It is indeed me, Doomlink. It is the 16th of August 2017. I don't know how many videos this has been, but I thank you for watching regardless, and I will see you when I next decide to record Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate Random Hunts. I'll see you guys then.